morning. Thanks for joining Mallory and me for another Wednesday Wonderings. Grab a cup of something warm and join us as we give you a little rundown on some of the things that are going on and availability on some of our tours. It's Wednesday, January 29th. February is knocking on the door, fast approaching so quickly. So I'm going to let Mallory start out with some of the ones that we want to talk about real quick because I went through and did a real hard look at all our tours for the remainder of the year. And I was speaking with Mallory and said, a lot of these are getting close to being like full or half full that in a few months, we might not have a whole lot left available for tours, which means, perhaps we'll be able to add in a few more for later in the year. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that you're aware what's available still and not to wait too long, because I do think within these next couple months, most of these tours are going to be basically sold out. So,
all right. So we're going to start off with the Virginia International Tattoo. I know you heard us mention this one a lot, but this is one we're really excited about. It's April 22nd through the 29th, so it's coming up. So if you've been on the fence about it, now's the time to sign up. There's going to be a lot going on this one. So besides the international tattoo that you will get to see, which is it's so exciting to watch what the military bands do in the performances.
Such precision.
Oh, yes. And just, it's always really cool to watch them. I can feel my heart start beating faster to try to match the tempo of the drums. But it's really exciting. Besides that, you also get to go to the secret bunker at the Greenbrier Resort, which is really interesting. It has a lot of history to it. You're going to have the Parade of Nations at the Norfolk NATO Festival. You go to the MacArthur Memorial, the Maritime Discovery Center. You get to do a sunset cruise, which those are always very popular on any of our tours. Mm-hmm. You get to go to the Botanical Garden, which is going to be really beautiful at this time of year. You also get to go to the Kentucky Horse Park and the International Museum of the Horse.
That's so cool.
So if you're really excited, the Derby is something that really interests you, this will be a good thing to go and see.
Because they have a lot of the Derby winners that actually are there, that you get to meet the horses and pet them and whatnot. So.
I love horses, so for me that would be a big draw. And then you also actually have a second dinner cruise on here with the Belle of Louisville, which is really neat.
Because Louisville's just a fun place.
Just being Louisville is really nice, and it's a really pretty area, especially on the river there. Another one, and this one is also coming up in May, so not far away. Springtime in the Smokies. This is always a very, very popular area for us.
And it's showing because it's already a good more than half full.
Yeah, so if you've been holding off on this one, definitely now is the time, because before you know it, it could sell out. And this one, you're going to go to Dollywood and do the Dolly Parton Stampede Dinner Show, which I know is always a popular,
fun
little dinner that everyone likes. You also get to do dinner at the Titanic Museum. And I've heard that is also a really good one. It's something that's on my list to do.
It's in their secret dining room. So it's kind of a fun thing that not everyone is able to do, but as a group, that's something that we're able to offer. So we're excited to do that this time.
Yeah. And you're also going to get the guided tour of the Smoky Mountain National Park. This is one of my favorite national parks, and it's so, so pretty there.
It's the most visited national park in the U.S.
Oh, for me, I would not peg that one to be the most visited. I would think more like Yellowstone, but this one's my favorite. You also get to go to Bush Beans Visitor Center, and I've heard a lot of really interesting things about there.
Go there. I loved it. It was really fun, and you get to get your picture with Duke, the dog.
Oh, see, I would love that. I'm a dog person, so that would be perfect. Let's see. We also have the guided Dolly Parton hometown tours on here. Dollywood's Flower and Food Festival. That I know is another big thing to see.
Yeah.
They really do a lot of really cool stuff
They
there.
do,
with
and
the,
they have, we're including the tasting pass on that
Oh,
one.
okay.
So they have specific foods that you must have the tasting pass to be able to get, that are only available during that Flower and Food Festival time. And I think there's up to 5 of them that you can taste and do. And they're, everything we've had in the past has been extremely good, so.
Yeah, and then well, and I know we did the tasting for when we went there in the fall, and everyone enjoyed that as well. This also has a mystery stop on it, so if you haven't experienced a mystery tour and want to kind of get a taste of what that's like, this will be a good one because you get that one mystery stop where you get clues and you have to try to guess where you're gonna go.
And you really won't know until you get there.
So those are always very popular.
And so I think just recently, maybe last week or so, we sent out a special little email blast to let y'all know that we have some baseball games coming back. I think I mentioned in the past the Milwaukee Brewers are willing to still print tickets. So we've chosen to go there. So our first one will be May 3rd and 4th as an overnight trip. The Brewers will be taking on the Chicago Cubs. And so we're going up, going to the game. They are evening games, and we'll overnight. The next day on this one, we're going to do a tour of the Miller Brewery before heading our way back home from this. So May 3rd and 4th. And the other one, we have to go see the St. Louis Cardinals just as much as we have to go see those Chicago Cubs. This one will be September 13th and 14th. And again, evening game, we'll be headed up that day, go to the game that evening, overnight. And then the next day on this one on the way home, we'll be stopping at the Harley Davidson Museum and place there. And that's a place I've gotten so many wonderful comments that people love going to. And I was surprised even a lot of the ladies really enjoyed this museum as well. So those are coming up. We sent out a few postcards, I think, maybe to people who had already, or maybe we sent the brochure to those who had contacted us, letting us know that they wanted to know about these when they were available. So they're filling up. I know they have several seats on both of those already sold. So even though it's September, don't wait too long. May definitely is just around the corner. But again, they just released those tickets, so those are available for you as well. And I'm excited because AMA Waterways extended out their special offer, so we still can offer free airfare for this Danube River Cruise. We have a great group of people already, probably around, I'm thinking, I don't know my numbers, somewhere between 15 and 20, I'm thinking, already are signed up to go on this river cruise with us. Beautiful part of the Danube. I held a special part there in my heart that I just fell in love with as well. We'll have 2 extra days before we actually cruise in Budapest, so lots of time to do some touring there. So we're basically going to concentrate more on Hungary, Austria, and Slovakia, but very, very pretty area there. So again, that is August 10th through the 20th of this year. Mallory, I think you checked on availability of cabins here just yesterday or so, right?
Yeah, and we do still have room in all the cabins that we were offering. Some of them are getting low. So if you're wanting particularly one that has an actual balcony you can go out on versus a French balcony, you would want to get on there as early as you can. Plus, you'd want to get on there early anyway to take advantage of the free airfare. And that is inventory controlled, so they can end that at any time.
Good point.
So yeah, the earlier you sign up, the better. As of right now, everything's still going good, and there's been no talk of hitting that limit. So we're still very good on that.
Yay. Okay. What you got next?
All right, so next we have, this isn't until June, which I know may seem far away, but look how fast January went by.
No kidding.
So June 18th through the 25th, we're gonna do our Route 66. We are starting in Chicago and going down to Oklahoma City. which is a really good stretch, and I've been on some of that, and it is really pretty through there too. And there's a lot to do that some of those classic Route 66 stops. So here we're gonna start at the historic Route 66 begin sign, and you're also gonna get to do evening architecture river cruise in Chicago before you start on the tour, which those are always really fun, and you get a lot of really cool historic information about the city. And Chicago is just one of my favorite cities to go to anyway. It's so pretty. You'll get to do the Route 66 Association of Illinois, the Hall of Fame and Museum. You get to do the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library Museum. I've been there, and that is such a cool place to go to.
It's actually one of my favorite ones. Very interactive.
Yeah. I know we have a lot of people that have those presidential libraries and the museums on their bucket list, and they want to try to get to all of them. And that one is probably one of my favorites too. You get to go to the Gateway Arch, Merrimack Caverns, which I've been to once. I was really young when I went there, but it's really cool to see. Let's see, any other? You get to do a tour of the historic Coleman Theater, which I think we did on another tour, and that was a highlight for people too.
It was.
But there's a whole bunch of other stops you'll get to do. The Pioneer Woman Mercantile, which I know is a lot of people's favorite, and the First Americans Museum, which a lot of people really enjoyed, and it's really
fairly
impressive.
New museum, so yeah.
So there's a lot of good things on that. And again, I know it seems like it's far away, but it's one that if you want to do it, sign up now, because you never know what day it's suddenly going to flip and everyone's going to be calling in.
That's right. That's very, very true. So we noticed even this last week, well, even Monday, Kay and I were both busy on the phone all morning, most of the afternoon, and people coming in, which is fabulous but again, that really prompted me to do a hard look at these to see what our availability is, and availability is getting slim. So
this next one again, it's another one in June 17th through the 19th. This is a nice small little one, so if you're just looking for a nice little weekend getaway, actually this isn't even a weekend. This is a Tuesday through Thursday.
that's right.
It's throwing me on
Because
that.
the flea market is only on specific days, so.
So you'll be going to the Shipshewana Flea Market, again, another area, very popular. A lot of people really enjoy it. So this one you get to go to the Shipshewana Flea Market. You'll get to actually do a dinner in an Amish home, which is something that's always fun, always enjoyable. You get a lot of history too when you do them.
You learn a lot about their culture.
You do.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, you get to do a Biscuits and Dining Auction 101 class. So they're actually going to have their auctioneers come in and teach you how to bid on items that you'll find in the auctions. Because there are a lot of auction rings here.
The reason is because there's six auction rings that go on all at the same time.
Yeah, and besides those, you're also going to have all the vendors that are there for the flea market. And there is a lot of selection there.
Pack your walking shoes.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you'll get some free time with the market, and then you'll come back the next day. So a nice little short one to kind of get out of Iowa and go explore somewhere new.
And this one here is filling up really quickly. It does every year that we offer it, and that is our Mackinac Island. We went this past year at lilac time, so for this year, we're going to go more towards the fall season, so it's September 3rd through the 8th. Again, we are once more staying at the Grand Hotel, which is like the hotel to stay at while you're there. If you've seen the movie Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves, and I think Jane Seymour is in that one, fabulous movie. It was set there on the island, and a lot of it was filmed there at the Grand. So on this one, along the way, we are doing some things on the way up and back. We will be staying at our favorite Essen House Inn into the Shipshewana Middlebury area on the way. We'll see Castle Farms. We'll be doing a mushroom house tour and the chocolate kitchen at Kilwins. Lots of things there. So we also on this one included a little mystery stop on the way home. And this one is new. These last few ones we're not going to touch on a whole lot. You'll see all of our brochures at the bottom because these right now still have good availability, but these other ones we talked about, you do need to make decisions on soon. So we just recently announced our Best of Colorado tour, all the iconic spots of Colorado. We just did not include all of the train rides like we do in the past. However, Durango Silverton is a must-do, as well as the Pikes Peak Cogway. So those are included. But here, Garden of the Gods, Royal Gorge, Pikes Peak, Durango Silverton. So there's lots on here that you think of when you think of Colorado. Rocky Mountain National Park's on there. You're next.
All right. So next we have the Oklahoma and Texas Stars Boots and Cowboy Roads. This is September 4th through the 13th. Again, still has plenty of room on it, but is starting to get people, so definitely want to do it. This is going to have time in downtown Grapevine. You're going to get to go to the Dr. Pepper Museum, the Magnolia Market at the Silos, Pioneer Woman Lodge, and Mercantile. You do a cruise on the San Antonio River Walk, and then you have free time.
We stay right on the Riverwalk too.
That's right.
So
No.
lots of good things there.
You get to do the herd experience in Fort Worth, which I hear is really
Oh,
neat.
that
And
is.
the cattle drives
They
as
do
well.
the cattle drive, right? Very awesome.
And there's so much more on here. Definitely worth a visit. And then another one that we're doing is the Hudson Valley Harvest and Haunts. This is October 6th through the 15th. And again, I know they sound far away, but it's never too early to sign up for these. This has a lot of really cool history in it too. You get to do the Vanderbilt Mansion, Valkill, Pro Football Hall of Fame is in here, Washington Irving Sunnyside, Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, the Rockefeller Estate, which I know is one that has been specifically requested by people. There's a Backroads Amish tour. A lot of really cool things are packed in here. Definitely one that I would personally love to do.
And then Branson at Christmas, I know it's a long ways off. That is already half full. So if that is something you're considering, that is one we should have probably included in the front half. That is getting where it's more limited seating. So again, I realize Christmas is a long ways off, but if you want to go along, now's the time to get that reserved. I also want to real quickly mention that we're going to be holding an open house on Tuesday, February 25th. It's going to be at our main corporate location, the one that is located over on Broadway. And it'll give you an opportunity to actually see all of our motor coaches, visit the facility itself, see our shop, and learn about all the different services that are available to you there as well. One of those is even an auto body service area. So if you are unfortunate enough to encounter a deer, they can help you out. I think we're running out of time. We went a little bit long today, but thank you so much for joining us. Give us a call. Hope to see you at the open house. Until next time, happy trails.